still always,
Testing one, two.
even though we can do everything, always still
Recording in progress.
We'll go ahead and get started. Is that okay? All right. All right, so I'll go ahead and call order. And, this is a regular design review board meeting of the city of Milton. I'm Ken Moore, like the seven-member board appointed by the city of Milton mayor and city council, which was created for the purpose of holding public hearings and making recommendations. The design review board reviews plans and makes recommendations to the community development director for the developments in the form-based code and overlay districts, except for single-family residential. In addition, the design review board approves and denies demolition requests and shall make design recommendations to the Board of Zoning of Appeals on variance cases. So with our introduction script out of the way, I would like to ask everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. So at this time, we'll go ahead and introduce our staff and our board members.
Rima Abdel Fattah, Planner 1.
Natalie Henderson, Rural Designer.
Michael Cardeman, Senior Planner.
Samia Coker, Cheltenham Walk.
Ralph Davia, Bethany Road.
Celeste Jackson, Saddle Springs Drive.
Kim Warlick, Hipworth Road.
Danielle Gagne, Morning Mountain Way.
David Jackson, Bethany Way.
And Danella, Haybridge Lane.
All right, great. So next I will call for an approval of tonight's, or an amendment of tonight's meeting minutes.
Why?
We have an amendment.
What?
Do we have an amendment?
Ask for approval of the
Or excuse me, or no, if any amendments, if you want to make it.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Sorry.
I thought you were making an amendment.
No.
I was like, hold
So
on.
I'll rephrase that. So
I timed
I'll call
this.
for a motion for either approval or an amendment of tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, you sure? No.
I'm just making sure I know what I'm voting for.
All right, so I will next call for an approval or amendment of the meeting minutes from the January 6, 2026 DRB board.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 6th meeting.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion for approval and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it's unanimous, approved. All right, so moving on to 5A, demolition of structures, 16225 Birmingham Highway.
Evening, board members.
Good evening, Rima. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, 16225 Birmingham Highway. So the applicant, Mr. Steve McGlamory, is here tonight. The request is to demolish 2 one-story single-family houses, a barn, shed, concrete block structure, a blacksmith shop, and a play set, and also all the walkways and fencing on the site. The site is actually, it's 3.3 acres, my mistake, zoned AG1 residential.
Say that again, Rima. How many acres?
3.3.
Thank you.
And here's an aerial view. Here is the site plan. And I've circled all these structures to be demolished in red. Okay, so we'll start with photos of House 1, which is this concrete block structure which was built in 1945. You can see all angles of the house in these photos. And here are some photos of the interior of the house. And moving on to House 2, which was built in 1924. This house was originally a duplex. So you can see the front, the sides, and the rear of the home. So we're going to do a little background on house number 2, since it was listed in the Milton Historic Survey list. It's a one-story bungalow, originally a duplex, craftsman-style architecture. Just to note, the last survey date for this house was done in 1995. The exterior material wood, weatherboard, clapboard, siding, and a stone foundation. The roof style is gable, front oriented. The roof material is asphalt shingles, brick chimney, and front veranda style porch. And then there was a field survey evaluation done on August 20th of 1996. And at that time, it was not determined if the structure is eligible for a national registry listing. So the house is currently in disrepair. Most of the flooring's rotted. It's soft. You can't walk on it without falling through to the crawl space. So we were unable to get any interior photos of this house. And just a little more supplemental information. So it is listed in the Georgia Historic Resources GIS, but it's not nationally registered. And then again, it's also listed in the City of Milton's Historic Survey list as of 2015. So I did reach out to the Milton Historical Society, and they did a little background research for me as well. And ultimately, it was determined that there's limited historical information available on this structure. The duplex is small in scale and significantly deteriorated. There's no clear association found with any notable family, individual, or historic event. And while this house is early for this part of Milton, it does not align with the city's genuinely historic resources, specifically early 19th century settlement period structures that are well documented and identifiable as significant. So the lack of verifiable ties to a historically significant use limits its ability to meet local historic significance criteria. So given the current documentation, it is difficult to justify preservation or insist that the structure remain standing. So we'll move on to additional structures on the property. Photos of the shed, barn, this concrete block structure, an outbuilding which was used as a blacksmith shop, and the play set. So staff does recommend approval of the demolition per the site plan with the typical following conditions: complete the demo permit application, level and grass the area that is disturbed, and then no trees to be removed without a permit. Any questions?
Any questions for staff? No? All right. Thank you so much, Rima.
You're welcome.
All right, so this time, Steve, if you have anything to add to Rima's, explanation of the property, go for it.
We are just requesting permission to demo the old structures and clean the property up. It's going to be much better than it is now when we get through. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Do we have any questions for the applicant? Oh, all right. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, seeing no more questions for the applicant, I will open up for public comment.
We have no public comment.
Is there anyone in the audience that has anything to say? All right, seeing no public comment, we'll close public comment. Any board discussion?
I got a question. So if the Historical Society did find it historically relevant, and then what? What would we do at that point?
I think that in this situation where staff has reached out to Historical Society, that's usually like kind of the first steps, right? And then if they deem it that it's more than capable of being either rehab or something like that, then, there could be the options to see if there's somebody who wants to preserve it, wants to possibly move it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not registered on the historic, so even though it's labeled as, on the preservation or society, because it's not actually registered, you can move it, so you can mobilize it.
Oh,
You don't
gotcha.
have to use the existing foundation. The problem is unfortunately in a lot of these cases is these homes have been vacant for many, many, many years and just fall into disrepair.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other thing is too, is from my experience, is a lot of the materials used on these contain asbestos, lead. So that gets into, yeah, you might try to be preserve the look and feel of the future, but how much of a mess are you creating? So, had it been preserved or in much better condition, I think we'd probably have maybe a different conversation tonight, but for me. Okay, what else?
That's all I had.
I'm just curious, do you know when the last time somebody inhabited this
I don't
property?
think anyone's lived in that teal blue property for many years.
Yeah,
It's an old block, building that it might have been in the historical district before,
yeah,
many years ago. It probably rotted and somebody built it back with block,
yeah.
because it's a block building.
Yeah.
8 by 16,
Yeah,
9
yeah.
by 16 block.
I mean, back in 1996, right?
Yeah.
It might have been in pretty good condition, but
Yeah.
fast forward.
None of the structures are even salvageable.
Okay.
Yeah, the swing set looks like it's in the best condition.
I was thinking about that too. Is like, I think somebody just popped the swing set out there, but need to find the maker of that swing set. So, all right. Any other questions? No. Okay. Discussion? No. All right. So, seeing no more discussion, I will open it up for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the demolition of 16225 Birmingham Highway.
I'll second.
All right. So we have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.
You do the same. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. All right, moving on. 6A are courtesy reviews. V26-012410 Bethany Bend.
Good evening, board members.
Hey there.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Good. It's above 35 degrees, so much better.
Yeah, I'm from the frozen tundra, so. The applicant owners are Steve and Heather Green. The representative is Mana Woodruff from Woodruff Design Associates, and the address is 2410 Bethany Bend. These are the following variance requests. Section 8813B3 of the UDC to increase the 1,500 square feet guest house accessory structure heated floor area maximum to 1,544, an increase of 44 square feet. And section 8813B5 UDC to allow guest house accessory structure to be located in front of the existing single-family home. Some additional background information. The applicant purchased the property in July 2023. The property has state waters in the rear of the property, and the applicants are seeking a variance to locate the guest house in front of the single-family home and are also requesting an increase of 44 square feet past the maximum 1,500 to allow for a guest house. And the letter of appeal details the guest house is to be ADA compliant for a direct family member who is in need of care. During the surveying process of the property, a 0.22 acre discrepancy was discovered when locating the iron pins between 2410 Bethany Bend and 2420 Bethany Bend, and this discrepancy will be corrected through the minor plat process. Ooh. The zoning is AG1, and as you can see from its shape, it is a flag lot. Here is the site plan, and you can see the state waters in the rear of the property. Here is the single-family home, and here's the guest house. I'll have a zoom-in shot here shortly. See it better here. Turn into the garage. This is where the proposed guest house is to be located in front of the single-family home. And you can see the edge of the state waters here as well. And the applicant actually put together a contour map that shows how aggressive the topography is on site. And she also put a nice little triangle that showed the little discrepancy that will be corrected through the minor plat process. And this is a 7-acre plus parcel. Here's the aerial map. And you can kind of see how wooded it is where the guest house is to be located, and the distance to all the other adjacent residential properties. Here are the proposed elevations. We're proposing brick. And here's the floor plan. So this is right up the driveway. You can see a house in the background. This is the location of the proposed guest house when you turn in. View to the north, backyard showing the little pond where all the buffers came from. View to the south and the location of the guest house. You can see all the natural screening in play here. View to the east. And view to the west. Any questions for staff before I call up the applicant?
What is that building right there in your view to the west?
That is a shed that was discovered to not been built with a permit. So the applicant and the homeowner are working towards making that a compliant structure, but no variance is needed. It was just constructed without a permit.
And how many total acres are there on this?
7.
Go back to the house plan. Can you zoom in on that? Or
Yeah.
let's see a couple dimensions.
Yes, here's the master bedroom. And then there's like a mother-in-law suite on the other side. And I'll let the applicant expand. I believe she said they wanted an additional suite if they had to have additional medical care.
So the main house on the property is already existing. They're just looking to add this.
That is correct. And they actually originally reached out to me to do a guest house in the rear, but a stream buffer variance is a lot more cumbersome than locating it elsewhere because it has environmental impacts.
And the 1,500 square feet is the maximum allowable heated square feet for an accessory structure, correct?
For a guest house specifically.
Okay.
An accessory structure just has to be subordinate to a primary structure
Okay.
if it's not a guest house.
So is the garage heated?
It is not.
That's not included in the 1,500 square feet.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go down a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for staff? Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. So at this time, the applicant like to come forward and
Hi, I'm Kathleen Woodruff. I live in, do y'all need to know where I live? I live in Walton. It took me about 2 hours to get here. The traffic was so bad. So I'm sorry
Thank
for
you for
scooting in just under the wire, and congratulations to the champions. We were keeping up with that.
Yeah, I went to Indiana.
I'm a Tennessee Vol fan. We've had a rough time, so yes. So I'm here representing Heather and Steve, and unfortunately, one of their children was in a horrible accident and will not be able to be unassisted for the rest of their life. And so the ADA compliant has been a really big part of this project. They purchased the property a couple of years ago, and the buffers in the rear, the entire rear yard with the pond and the stream is taken up with the state impervious and undisturbed buffer. So we are proposing this ADU to serve the direct family member in a more flat area that's amenable to what the property is in existing condition. The additional square footage is so that in case this daughter needs overnight care or if something comes up, a nurse or caretaker could stay overnight if necessary. So that's the request for the additional 44 square feet. And I guess so that's front and yes, those are the two requests that we're seeking in order to help the family be able to move forward. And I'm happy to answer questions if it's pretty small, obviously, pretty straightforward, but.
thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
I have one. Have the homeowners reached out to any of the neighbors?
Absolutely. We have been in touch with all of our neighbors and even the neighbor to the south. They're so well screened. I mean, that was really the only question we had, but we are not taking down any existing trees with this project. So the distances of screening exceed 50 and 60 feet. And they're all in support for this family. They had a Christmas party together. Who has Christmas parties with their neighbors? I don't. I don't even know my neighbor's name on the left. I like it that way. But yes, they have all been in contact with each other. I've even spoken with them since we've been working on the plating issue. Michael actually helped us find a small area. It appears to have been at some point in time a land swap that was privately done and never recorded correctly. So we're working on a plating process to fix that situation.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I'd say to follow up, do y'all have letters from the neighbors?
Actually, yes, we have, I don't know if Everett sent those to you yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We do have letters. Michael helped us create a template so that the neighbors could state on that letter they were in support. And we can probably have that by the end of the week.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Seeing no more questions for the applicant, I'll open up for public comment.
We have no public comment.
Okay, I'll close public comment. Any board discussion?
I had passed by there, I don't know how many times, and I've tried to see the house. Can't see the house.
It's a very long driveway.
Yeah.
I think the way that it curves back in there,
Mhm.
I think even if there is structure in front of it, it's not gonna offend the Milton view shed.
I think the only question I have is we've got the plans and stuff like that, and I don't think that, I mean, typically I would ask why 44 feet? Why the additional, if you could take a foot out the back or something, but this situation where you don't really see it, what, do you have an idea of color? Is it going to represent the existing home there? Is it going to
It
be?
is going to represent the existing home, but the existing home is actually a stucco finish. So we're going to be matching or going with a brick facade, and some of the fenestration for the front porch and all will, match the colors of the existing structure.
Okay.
So it will intend that. And the 44, it really backing into the ADA compliance for the restrooms and the bedrooms and the doorways. We really didn't come up with that square footage. It just revealed itself to us when the architect completed the floor plan.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Okay, any other comments, discussion?
I just have one comment. Don't recall the floor plan, but is it ADA accessible to the entry, or do you need to go through the garage and go through?
It is one.
Okay. No steps.
Okay. Yeah, I think, in this situation, obviously, we make recommendations for you and for the ZBA, but I think that, David and Ann hit on that is it's going to go a long way if you actually have signed letters from the neighbors, albeit as private as it is. That usually goes a pretty long way when you get to the next board, as far as the layout, the design, and if it kind of matches the existing home, then I really don't see any issue with it.
Yeah, I'd say when you present in front of the BZA, if you could go through the 4 reasons why you need a variance and include the ADA compliance in there and the fact that you can't build behind. I mean, those are kind of the hardships that they're looking for.
Yes, the site itself topographically is pretty steep. It dives into a creek, into the pond. So there's not a ton of area to place an ADA compliant footprint. And then the second thing is stream buffers.
Right.
all along the rear.
Yeah, just make sure that letter that you submit has all of that, and
Okay.
BZA will really appreciate it.
Yeah, showing the topography
Yeah,
map.
I think we covered that in the,
Because that really shows that it kind of just dictates, that's really the only spot on the lot. that you're
Yeah.
able to do it.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, thank you.
sure.
All right, so any further discussion? No? All right. So do we want to make a recommendation with those, or make those kind of recommendations for the BZA?
I think they're more suggestions.
I don't
Right.
think, I don't even know if they need to be recommended.
Formalized.
Yeah.
Well, I think we formally have to say, hey, like, these are some recommendations that we, are correct or not?
Oh, you could just recommend
variance.
approval, or you could recommend approval with some comments behind it.
Okay. Okay. Well, seeing that, then I will, I'll recommend approval. I do think the suggestions that we kind of made are go a long way when you do that board, but I'll recommend approval for the BZA for V2601, 2410 Bethany Bend for the two variances for the increase of the 1,500 square foot accessory structure maximum and the guest house accessory structure to be located in the front.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion for approval and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
Enjoy your 2-hour drive home.
Although in Athens, we got about 5 inches of snow, so I don't know which is better.
Well, we have some lovely restaurants if you want to go.
I know, I thought, gosh, maybe I could run through the McDonald's drive-thru and get a Happy Meal, but I thought, no, I don't have time. Thank
You
you,
should
everyone.
enjoy La Antoinette.
Surely there's something, better here, for sure.
Thank you.
so
Have a
much.
good evening.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, there's no final reviews, no new business, no old business. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, a motion for adjournment in a second. All in favor?
Aye.